Well, turning on a faucet to grab a drink of water, that's pretty easy, right? Well, having to fetch water from miles away just to survive is not.
It's not. It's something many of us take advantage of. But a local relay race is it's raising some awareness while giving a glimpse of what the daily challenge would be like.
And here to tell us about it is the Aqua-Run specialist. We have Buey Tut from Aqua-Africa. Welcome back.
Good to see you, Buey.
Thank you.
It's been a couple years since you've been on the show, right?
Yeah, it's been about 2 years when we first started it. So.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about the Aqua-Run. What is it? Who does it benefit?
So the Aqua-Run is a 10K relay, and a lot of people assume that each individual, like there's a team of 5 people that are actually participating in the 10K. And a lot of people assume each person is doing a 10K for a total of 50K, which is not true.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's 2K per person, which equals to a 10K. And then you carry a hydration pack, which mimics the 6 miles a woman walks every single day transporting water.
6 miles, that's the average?
Yeah, that's the average.
Can you even imagine, and not just walking, having that huge jug of water, I can't imagine how much that can possibly weigh.
Yeah, and that's what we try to expand on. Each individual is carrying about a half a gallon of water when they're racing, because we don't want it to be a restrictive thing. We want them to have fun. But a woman carries, like the entirety of your team's amount of water on her head, and that's just part of it. And a lot of people don't realize how heavy water is, because usually we get it in a glass and you drink it in just in the morning or whatever. But there, you're transporting 5-gallon water for 5 miles.
5 gallon. You know what a 5-gallon bucket is. That's essentially filled out with water.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of what people are transporting.
Exactly.
Well, even a gallon jug of water, really, it can be heavy.
Yeah.
Even carrying 2 up the stairs is pretty heavy. I can imagine having even any more of those. So.
Walk us through the story. Why did you get involved with this? Because you're helping bring water to South Sudan is basically what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm originally from South Sudan. I immigrated to the United States when I was 11 years old. And we immigrated because of the civil war in South Sudan. So my family was fortunate enough to be granted asylum in the United States. And we've been here ever since. So we're very grateful for what we've been able to do. But once South Sudan declared its independence, I wanted to go back and help, because when I was a kid, one of the difficult things my mom had to do was transport water. And I often accompanied her, and that was about 4 or 5 hours of her day. And I wanted to get involved.
To go get the equivalent of maybe 5 gallons of water.
Exactly, and that's every single day. And the thing with water for me is you drill a water well, and the impact is the next day. It's immediate. So from going to the Nile and getting water, that is brackish, that's brown, and then that's just sediment filled that gets people sick, to getting clean, accessible water. So the immediate is impactful, it's the next day. So that's why I love doing what I do.
So there's water underground there. You just need the access to get to it, right?
Exactly. So we drill about 300 feet into the ground. And the different thing we do with the water is we want it to be sustainable. So we help them elect 6 members of committee, what we call the micro-democracy process. And they elect 6 members of committee to collect fees for the water, to take care of the water. So then we teach them the democratic process as well.
Now, you mentioned going back to South Sudan, right? When are you going to be traveling there?
So right after the run, actually, I'll be traveling to South Sudan. And this year we're partnering with Lamper Renierson, engineering firm here in Omaha, to build a water tank that's going to be providing water for about 5,000 people. Oh, wow. And a hospital there that is still functioning. It's called Numle Hospital. So we'll be supplying the hospital and surrounding communities with fresh water that, like the water tank designed here in Omaha.
So. How long does it take to build, how long does it take to build one of those tanks?
So I'm going to be there for 3 months. So the entirety from design to testing and implementation takes about a year. So we did our first one with Lamper Renierson in 2015. That was kind of a pilot project, and we've been testing it ever since. And now this is going to be one of the bigger systems we build. So, yeah.
Yeah, what's the need like there? So you're going to be able to serve, 5,000 people from this effort?
Yeah.
How many more of these do you have to put in to help put a major dent into the water problem there?
I mean, with South Sudan, you know, we've been in a civil war for 21 years, so there's very little infrastructure. So for that to happen, about half the country doesn't have access to clean water.
Half the country.
Half the country, and that's a country of 11 million people.
Oh my gosh,
So,
wow.
you know, and I mean, we just been deprived of infrastructure for so long, so the need is prevalent in South Sudan.
Well, with the Aqua-Run, where can people register? Can they still do that if they want to get involved and help out?
Yeah, for sure. It's aqua-africa.org, and then they could click on the Aqua-Run. And I mean, other than, you know, like the money going to the water tank is a very fun activity.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
you and your
right.
friends gather around and you run a 5K in the morning, and with the knowledge that you'll be preventing women from doing that every day. So
It's family friendly. It's great for teams to participate. You're helping a great cause. You guys are doing great things with Aqua-Africa, and I know it's hard for people to grasp. I can walk right down the hall, turn a knob, I've got water right there. For a lot of people in Africa, it's not that way.
yeah, I mean, and that's the concept. I mean, a lot of people don't realize how difficult it is, but they're compassionate enough to take part in it. So, and as you mentioned, the 2K for families that want to walk as well.
Yeah, we saw
So,
kids, so
Yeah.
doing it. Well, thank you, Buey, for all that you've done, for coming on our show, and this is an amazing project. We appreciate your hard work.
Well, thank you for having me.
And
This has
safe
been
travels over
Absolutely.
there.
Yes.
Thank
Much
you. I
success to you
appreciate
over
it.
there. We'll catch up with you after you get back.
perfect.
All right,
Thank you
thanks,
so
Buey.
much.
Well,